This is a time to pray. Let's get into it, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Moments with God. Thank you so much for joining me today. On today's video, we are going to be looking at Psalm 4. Remember, if it's your first time on Moments with God, just remember to click that subscribe button. Also, give me a like if you like this video. And yeah, let's get into it. In today's video, I will be reading Psalm 4 for you. Remember that I am reading from the ESV Bible version. That is the English Standard Version, and I will be reading Psalm 4 to you. And before I read Psalm 4, I just wanted to look at the background of Psalm 4. Now, as you know, the book of Psalms is not only exclamations and proclamations and prayers of King David. In fact, King David is not the only author of the book of Psalms, although this psalm, Psalm 4, was written by him. I just wanted to express that the Psalms are a group of poems, songs, as well as prayers too. So with this psalm, it's actually a song that King David wrote to the choir at Isreael around his lifetime. So we are going to be looking at that today. It is a prayerful song that it's a prayer for the nation, it's a prayer for life, it's a prayer for the world, it's even a prayer for himself as the king of Israel. So now we're going to be looking at it and seeing what it says. Answer me when I call, O God of my righteousness. You have given me relief when I was in distress. Be gracious to me and hear my prayer. O man, how long shall my honor be turned into shame? How long will you love vain words and seek after lies? But know that the Lord has set apart the godly for himself. The Lord hears when I call to him. Be angry and do not sin. Ponder in your own hearts on your beds and be silent. Offer right sacrifices and put your trust in the Lord. There are many who say, who will show us some good? Lift up the light of your face upon us, O Lord. You have put more joy in my heart than they have when their grain and wine abound. In peace, I will both lie down and sleep. For you alone, O Lord, make me dwell in safety. Now, that's a wonderful prayer for you this morning. And you can end it off there, or you can stay tuned for the interpretation of this prayer. During the interpretation of the prayer, I will be looking at verses that stood out to me, and I encourage you to comment your own verses that stood out to you in the comment section below. And once I've done that, I will go through it and explain it to you, as well as look through the meanings of what these wonderful words actually mean. So now I'm going to be looking at verses that stood out to me. And right now I have this wax crayon. I found that, these wax crayons are great because they don't have ink, they don't bleed through your pages, and yeah, they're nice and retractable. It's a nice way to just kind of highlight your verses without making a mess. So if you can get one of these, go ahead and do so. So now we're going to be looking at my favorite verses from this chapter, and the first one is on verse 1. He says, be gracious to me and hear my prayer. I've come to realize that sometimes God does not want to answer prayers. So And a lot of people like asking themselves, how can God answer my prayers? What can I do to make God answer my prayers? What do I do? How do I let him hear me? And the best thing that you can do is just pray. Pray to God so that he can reveal to you why he's not answering your prayers. And also ask him to please come quickly and answer your prayers, because you are in need. And this is what David is doing. He says, be gracious to me and hear my prayer. I found that that is such a wonderful and humbling moment for him, to just come before God and say, Father, please hear my prayer. Please answer me when I call to you. Also, verse 4 says, be angry and do not sin. Ponder in your own hearts on your beds and be silent. Now, that verse stood out to me because he is saying to his audience, he's saying, remember, this is a song. So he's saying to the audience that are hearing the song that be angry with sin. Be angry and do not sin. Tell yourself, you know what, I'm not gonna sin. I'm tired, I'm sick and tired of sin, and I don't want to sin. And he says the best way to do so is to ponder in your own hearts on your beds and be silent. Now, ponder in this verse does not mean just go and worry about your troubles while you're laying in bed, but be more conscious of God's presence in your life. Be more conscious of his love for you and rely on him, and meditate on his word. I think that's what it means when he says ponder. Meditate on God's word and allow him to come in. Be still and know that I am the Lord, says the proverb. But here in the psalm, it says, ponder in your own beds and be silent. Just be silent and allow God to work. Sometimes that means just letting it go and letting God work it out for you. And then verse 5, it says, offer right sacrifices and put your trust in the Lord. So sacrifices that are pleasing to the Lord are sacrifices of thanksgiving. And sacrifices that are pleasing to the Lord is to love your neighbor as you love yourself. It is to love the widows. It is to love the poor, the orphans, to do justice in the world, correct oppression. These are sacrifices that are pleasing to God, and living a Christian lifestyle. These are sacrifices that are pleasing to the Lord for Christians. But the book of Psalms is written in the Old Testament, so he might actually be talking about sacrifices that are written by Moses. So the next verse that stood out to me was verse 7. He says, you have put more joy in my heart than they have when their grain and wine abound. Now, this is so awesome. I love how David likes to first, he praises the Lord. He reminds God of who he is. He asks from the Lord what he would require the Lord to do for him. And then he goes back to praising again. He says, remember, God, you have put more joy in my heart than they when they had grain and wine abound. So now he's talking about people. He's saying, the Lord has put more joy in my heart than if a man would have a platter of food right before him, if he would have a table filled with a feast, literally. So he's saying that, God, you have put so much joy in my heart before than the joy that a man would have if there was a feast before him, if he had wine and all types of grain before him. And then lastly, he ends it off with verse 8, which I love so much. It says, "In peace I will both lie down and sleep, for you alone, O Lord, make me dwell in safety." It goes back to verse 4, where he says, "Be angry and do not sin. Ponder in your own hearts on your own bed and be silent." So it goes back to he's staying true to his word. He's saying, I'm going to sleep. I'm going to relax in peace. I'm going to let the situation go. I'm going to relax and be at peace and lie down on my bed and sleep. For you, Lord, oh Lord, you alone make me dwell in safety. So he's putting his entire, he's resting on the Lord. He's putting all his worries, all his burdens on the Lord. And he says, I'm not going to ponder and worry about this situation. I'm literally just going to sleep tonight and have a wonderful sleep. And I know the Lord will sustain me and he will wake me up and he will he will solve my situation. I'm not going to worry about this because God has got me. All right. And that's it. That's it. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for joining me today, you guys. I love you so much and I love making these videos for you. Please check out these other videos that I have put up for you. And yeah, always have your moments with God. Remember to like and subscribe. Comment your own favorite verses in the comment section below. I will see you guys on the next video. Goodbye. God bless. Bye, friends.